Hey everyone, thank you for taking the time to come hang out with me today. If you're new here, my name is Blake. I'm a 30-year-old nurse, personal finance enthusiast, cash budgeter, and owner of a little shop on Etsy called WalletWell, where I make cash budgeting supplies and accessories to make your savings journey a little more fun. So welcome back. Today is another cash stuffing video. It's one of my bi-weekly cash stuffings. So there's going to be a lot of new exciting things in this video, from new binders to new envelopes and all the things. So hopefully you are as excited as I am. Grab your favorite drink or snack, sit down, and let's get into the video. So before we get started, I just wanted to say, if you haven't seen my most recent unboxing video on YouTube, you wouldn't know that I got some new binders. So this is the first video that I'm going to be kind of revealing my setup. And I potentially might do a little binder overview if that's something that you guys want in a whole separate video. So I'm not going to try to spend too much time on it, but I do want to show you all the new things. So I got a few new binders from Melina over at the Millennial Dollar from her Nina collection. It's brand new. These binders, guys, are incredible. The leather is so soft. All of the details that she put into this are absolutely incredible. So please go ahead and check out her restock on June 13th over at the Millennial Dollar on Etsy if you want to pick one up for yourself. I have my eye on the Blue Mountain color. It's something different, it's something fun, and I think it would go perfectly with my Mini Mondays series. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack into my new and improved sinking fund binder. So this binder is going to kind of house all of the old envelopes that you've seen in my green binder, just with a new little twist, and I've added a couple things in there as well, just because. So let's go ahead and open it up. So first ever reveal, sneak peek here, guys. What do we think? I'm loving it. I'm going to move this out of the way for a few minutes here, just to show you guys. So here it is. This is the Espresso color from Melina's Nina collection. And just to kind of showcase some things that I have here, because I know you guys all love planner decor and all the things. So I've got Theo's Louis Vuitton bow here from her Blackout collection. You can find her over on Instagram and Etsy at Avenue 60 Co. I've got Melina's Checkered heart pin here with the Espresso brown color. To match the binder. I have Melina's Work Hard Dream Big pin here as well, and then I've added a couple other little things. This came as like a little thank you card with Melina's package, and then I've added my own magnetic pins, so my money bag pin here in black, and my latest pin that I've created, the Budget Save Invest pin. And then these, if you placed an order with me recently, you would have seen these in your package. I've just started putting them in over the last week or so. So this is just kind of a little freebie card that I'm including with everybody's order. And you would have seen this quote before on my Instagram. So it says, "Surround yourself with people who lift you higher." It is a quote by Oprah Winfrey. And then on the back, it says, "You found your people. The cash budgeting community is more than envelopes and savings challenges. It's a movement rooted in support, growth, and encouragement. Find your tribe, share your wins, celebrate your progress. We're all in this together, cheering each other on, one budget at a time." So I just wanted to include that in some of my packages for you guys, just as a little motivation for you to, continue moving on with your budget and your progress, and, finding your people and supporting each other and celebrating all your wins. So that's where that comes from. And then this here is a little freebie from Raelynn that she included in her packaging, as well as just some of my designs here. So on the front, I've got a fluted dashboard with one of my boho geometric dashboards that I have. And then I have one of Raelynn's bookmarks here. This is from her Still collection, in the color peppercorn, and that just kind of holds the dashboard and the acrylic dashboard, I guess, together, so it moves nicely together. So flipping through here, you will see that I've updated my envelopes. So to match the Espresso binder, I went ahead and ordered custom inserts and bookmarks from Melina to match. So these are all new. So before we get into the cash stuffing, because that's where we're at right now, I just want to take a moment to quickly do a cash count. And you'll notice here I've got a new cash tray. This is from a Savings with Grace. And when I saw this brown color with the checkered pattern, I just knew that I had to have it because obviously it matches my espresso binder so well. So thank you so much, Grace. It's beautiful. I love it. It's awesome. So let's go ahead and quickly count this cash. We're stuffing $940 today. We'll just turn this on here. Okay, so we've got one $100 bill. So 100, and for 50s, we've got 50, 100, 150, 200. $20s, we've got quite a few. Here we go. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 80. So 480. 480. And then our $5 bills, we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. I'm just going to put that there. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. So 160. And that is 940. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we have and what we need. So let's go ahead and get into the cash stuffing. All right, guys. So starting off here in my sinking fund binder, under my travel section, we have just general travel envelope. I'm not adding anything this week to this envelope as of right now. I do have $1,000 in the bank and $50 in there. So $1,050 is what is in travel altogether. Flipping through here, we've got NYC, so that's for an upcoming trip to New York this fall, winter with our moms, and we are going to add $100 to that envelope this week. Our goal for this one is around $1,500. So $1,000 in the bank, another $100 there, so we have $1,100 in NYC. Flipping through here is a new envelope, Florida. So I'm not adding anything to this right now, but we travel pretty much at least once or twice a year to Florida, so we're always saving for it. Just right now, I have kind of my extra US dollars in here, but nothing really in here yet so far. So stay tuned for that. Then next we have Europe. Again, that's going to be some place that we're going to be traveling to in the next couple years. So I want to start saving now for that so that we can spend at least 2 or 3 weeks over in Europe kind of traveling around. So that is one of my high priority goals for the next couple years. Adding nothing to it though today. Then we flip through to the next section, which is kind of my high priority sinking funds. So this section was just all travel. Then we've got high priority. So the first one on here is card annuals. And as you know, that is for my premium credit card fees to cover all of those. So we're going to be adding $50 this week to credit card annuals. So we've got 500 in the bank. So 500, 600, 700, 750, 800, 850 total for card annuals. And I believe one comes out this month, so I will be probably taking some money from that. I have to unstuff that at some point. So wedding, I've added this just to kind of visually represent the money that I have in the bank that we're saving towards our wedding in 2026. So I'm not adding any physical cash this week to this envelope because kind of once a month we will add money to our bank account. But right now, sitting in the bank, we have $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to go towards our wedding so far. And we have paid a lot of deposits, but there's still like probably like 40% left to pay on a few things. Luxury, we're leaving that empty for now, and that has one of Raelynn's from TheRaemarkableDollar, one of her accountability placeholders that says, don't swipe that card, bro. Because we know sometimes we like to treat ourselves. Next, flipping through, this is my everyday section. So this has envelopes like gas. So we are adding $80 to gas this week. So we're going to do 50, 75, and $80. And we have a little bit of rollover left in here from last week. We already have $50 in there. So now we will have $130 in gas. It's always nice to have a little extra. Flipping through, this is a new envelope that I'm creating for self-care. So things, you know, generally speaking, for self-care, if I want to treat myself to something, if I want to, you know, grab a bag of popcorn, or if I want to go to the movies, just general self-care, just a fund for myself. So self-care is going to get $20 to start off. Flipping through here, treats is going to get $10. I guess the self-care and the treats kind of go together a little bit, but this will be more for like food. Self-care will be, you know, maybe go to the spa, something like that. So massage. Flipping through here to the back, so this has my, if you haven't seen my latest video, I created these little sinking funds for some of my favorite shops that I shop at on Etsy. So I have one for Raelynn at the Remarkable I've got one for Melina at the Millennial Dollar, and I have one for Cooper at Purely Budgets. So what are we doing this week? I'm just taking a peek at my cash planning sheet here. So I've allocated $60 total to all three. So we're going to add $20 to each envelope. So Raylynn's going to get $20. And Melina's going to get $20. And Cooper's going to get $20. And I think on my last video, they each had $60 in there before, so now they'll each have $80 in there. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I am eyeing some more binders from Melina, so this money is probably going to get used up at some point soon. So flipping through here, that's kind of the end of the sinking fund categories. I have the little flyleaf here that I haven't put anything in yet. And then at the back in my other section, I just have a buffer envelope and back to the bank in case I need to unstuff anything from here and put it back in the bank. That's where that goes. So that is it for binder number 1. So we're going to go ahead and snap that closed. I just love this color so much. So this is a completely new binder. You guys have not seen this one before as well. So previously my partner and I had a different binder that we had shared envelopes in that we would contribute to every 2 weeks, just as kind of like our personal spending money and stuff for the house and everything like that. So I've never shown that on a video before, but I thought, you know what, why not start cash stuffing that on here for you guys. So I went ahead and purchased another binder from Melina from her Nina collection. This is Cafe Noir. And that is where all of our shared sinking funds are going to live. So this is what I'm calling, like I just said, my shared sinking funds. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly open this up and take you guys for a little tour in here. This is what it looks like. So I've got here one of my money bag pins in the white. We have a nice little Deco card from Melina that I got with my binder order. It's a little quote from Mother Teresa, and it says, "Do ordinary things with extraordinary love." Then we've got my Budget Save Invest pin and another one of Melina's checkered heart pins there to match the binder. And then I've got a little sticker here. So you guys have probably seen this if you follow me on Instagram. So myself and a few other creators are creating a kind of like a one-stop hub for the budgeting community, small business owners, essentially like a blog, where a bunch of different creators will kind of share, you know, their tips and their tricks and their knowledge and stories and everything like that related to personal finance and budgeting and being a small business owner. So it's called The Envelope Edit. If you haven't yet heard about it, go over to my Instagram page and check that out. There is a link to the website, and you can sign up on there to be notified as soon as we launch. Coming this summer. More on that later. And again, over here, just a couple more little deco things from my shop. We've got a dashboard here from the Paper Pocket. It says every financial decision should be driven by what you value. Flipping through here, we have some planner cards, some deco cards from Raelynn. Love this set so much. It's beautiful. And then on the back, this is like a double-sided pouch, so I just have a few of my own little planner cards. I've got Raelynn's High Priority black bookmark here, which I absolutely love. Everything goes so well together. I'm super excited with how this binder looks. And then flipping through here, I did also purchase some custom inserts from Melina for this binder as well. So there already is money in here, and that is because obviously, you know, we stuff this all the time, but in our old binder system. So this is brand new. There's already some money in here, but I'm going to go ahead and stuff that for you on camera today. So the first envelope here is household, and household is going to get $15 today. I don't even think I asked yet. How are you guys doing? What's new? How is the budgeting going? Are we working our way towards our goals? Are we slowly getting there? So in here we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 5, 10, 15, $120 in household. And this just covers things like, you know, if we need a new like Swiffer or like, I don't know, cleaning supplies and stuff like that. So that all falls under household. Flipping through here, next we have outdoor, and this is essentially for our grass cutting. Our neighbor, his son is I think like 11 or 12 years old, and he wanted to start a summer job, so himself along with his dad are going around and cutting people's grass for a little summer job for him. So we said yes to that, absolutely, to support him, and it definitely saves us lots of time too from cutting the grass. So we pay him, you know, X number of dollars every week, every time he cuts our grass. So we just pay him in cash and we stuff that in this envelope. So this week we are adding $60. 20, 40, 60 to outdoor. This envelope also covers things like propane costs for like our propane fireplace outside and things like that. Sometimes like our pool supplies and whatnot. So in here we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 40, 150 in outdoor. Can't get into my envelope here. There we go. All right. And fun money, we're going to skip that one for right now. Beverages, beverages is going to get $60. The summer for us is a fun time. We have a pool in our backyard, and we always have lots of friends over, and we host a lot of, you know, gatherings and get-togethers and whatnot. So there's always usually some, you know, some White Claws involved or some wine at night and things like that. So we do spend a little bit of money to get some drinks for everybody. So that is what this money is for. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 70, 180 total in beverages. And flipping through here, we have Costco. That one's obvious. We don't do a lot of Costco shopping, just kind of, you know, on like the bigger things like paper towel and toilet paper and dish soap and kind of the bigger things. We don't buy a lot of our food at Costco though. So we've got 20, 40, 60, $80 in Costco. And then this envelope is for our nieces. Right now I'm saving for them separately in my own binders, so that money will then just be put into here eventually. Then flipping through, we have low priority. So these are just some other sinking funds that we like to save for if we have some extra cash. So first one is restaurants, and that is going to get $25 this week. Oops, did that backwards. All right, so we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 30, 40, 55. So 155 in restaurants. We do like to go out like every couple weeks to try like a new restaurant or some different cuisine and things like that. So save a little bit for that every now and then. And treats is going to get $10. That's just for kind of if we're going on a little road trip or something and we want to grab a coffee, or you know, if it's a hot summer day and we want to get like an ice cream or a treat or something like that, that's what we'll take money from this. So we've got $25, $35, $40 in there. Did I do that right? Yeah. So we've got $40 in treats. And are we stuffing date night this week? I don't think so. No, we're skipping date night and we're going to gifts. So gifts is going to get $10. That one's also pretty self-explanatory. You know, birthday gifts, wedding gifts, things like that. So we've got $25, $35, $40 in gifts. I have had a few things like a lot of our friends have just having babies and things like that. So we've been getting a lot of baby gifts and things like that recently. So then flipping through here, again, I kind of use the flyleaf here, which is an amazing feature to separate kind of the sinking funds from all the back to the bank stuff. So back here, I've got an envelope called Cobalt. That is our shared credit card that we use. So if we buy something on our credit card, you know, if we're out and about and buy propane for our fireplace with our credit card, then I'll go ahead and take the money from our outdoor envelope and put it back in here to then take to the bank and apply it to our credit card. So that's kind of how that works. And then just for other things, we have a back to the bank envelope as well. So that is it for my shared sinking fund binder. Hope you guys enjoyed this newest edition. All right, so moving on to something that you all know and love. This is my savings challenge binder. So we're gonna go ahead and add to that this week. I don't think there's any new additions in here, so we're just gonna continue on to the savings challenges. I did swap out my binder. I don't know if I mentioned this in another video, but I did recently, on my latest binder order, I was able to get them customized. Just with my logo here kind of debossed. I don't know if I'm going to hold it really close here so you guys can see. So all of my binders moving forward in the Paris collection will come with the WalletWell kind of debossed in the corner there, just as a little branding you know, moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start flipping through here, as you guys know. So the first challenge that we come to in our savings challenge binder is one of my rewatch series. I'm currently rewatching all of the Vampire Diaries. So I did just finish season 6, so we do have to add some money to here this week. So season 6 is $60, so we're just gonna color that in. We're getting close to the end. I am on season 7 now, so I will have to pick a new show to watch after I finish this one. So Rewatch is going to get $60, and we're going to do a 50 and 2 5s. Just going to make sure this is dry. So in our Rewatch challenge currently, we have, getting up there, we've got 100, 150, so we've got $210 total. And by the end of this challenge, we'll save $360 total, which is a nice little amount. All right, moving on. We're not going to add anything to Christmas this time. We probably will next week or the week after, whenever I do my next cash stuffing video. Then we have Mean Girls. So we have, let's see here, Angie's Challenge from Angie's Finance. And it's the You Can't Sit With Us challenge, and we have $30 left to complete this challenge. And that is exactly what we are adding this week. So 25 and 30. We're going to cross all of these off. There we go. We have completed this challenge. So in total, we should have saved $100 for Angie's challenge here. So let's quickly just go ahead and see if that's what we have. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 5, 95, $100. So that's complete. I've decided that once I finish challenges, instead of, keeping this 100 in and starting the next Mean Girls challenge, I'm just going to go ahead and reallocate this as things come up. So for the moment, I'm just going to set this aside. I'm going to put it at the back of my cash tray here, and we'll decide what to do with that later. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly pick my next challenge for the Mean Girls series. So we have 4 challenges left in order to complete the entire pack. So we finished Angie's and Cooper's, and we have Amanda's here from SimplyBudgeted, and we have this one's Raelynn's. She doesn't even go here. And then we have Melina's from the Millennial Dollar, Get In Loser, We're Going Shopping. And then we have Maddie's here from Budget with Maddie. Boo You blank. You guys can read that. Let's go ahead and let's do Raelynn's. I love the burn book, so I think we're going to go with that. I'm going to take Angie's challenge and put that away. And what's great about these challenges is that they are laminated, so I can go ahead and erase everything and start over again, which is awesome. So we're going to take Raelynn's challenge here, and we're just going to put it in my envelope, and we will start that challenge next week. Flipping through here to Harry Potter. These are my Harry Potter challenges from Ina Budgets. So we're currently working on the Slytherin challenge, and this week we're going to give $20 again to this challenge. So in here we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 220. So we are on our way to completing this challenge. Put that in there. All right, then we have the Savings Era Challenge. This is my Taylor Swift inspired challenge. And let's see what we got here. I put all my completed challenges in here too, so I think that's all the cash. Yeah. So we are working on currently the Enchanted challenge, and last one on here is $80, and that's exactly what we're going to be adding this week in order to finish up this challenge and reallocate that money. So 20, 40, 60, $80 total. We're going to be adding that to our challenge here. And let's grab this marker and just quickly color in. All right, another challenge completed. Since we've completed that challenge, I'm just going to go ahead and grab another challenge for next week. And since this one's on the top, I might as well go with this one. So this is the Bejeweled challenge from my Taylor Swift series. So we'll go ahead and we will use that one for next week and the weeks after that. So we've completed the Enchanted challenge. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly count our money here. Let's organize a little bit. All right. So we've got 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, and 50. So $250. Since that is another completed challenge, we're going to also put this to the side at the back of my cash tray here, and we'll decide what we want to reallocate that to after. So just going to take all of the challenges here and my new one and put that back in here. All right. And then at the back here, we have our month ahead challenge. Whoops. Don't know why I decided to take the insert out with that one, but I did. So every time we catch stuff, we add $35 to this envelope. So 20, 30, and 5. So currently in here now, we've got 1, 2, 300, 350, 370, 390, 400, 410, $420 in there. So just going to quickly go ahead and color in one of my icons here. All right, add that back here, and that completes another binder. We are just getting through this. Hopefully it's not going to be too long of a video for you guys, because I have added some new envelopes and some new binders. So I'm hoping that I can get through it in a decent time frame. All right, so opening up, this is my Overflow Savings Challenge binder. And flipping through here, nothing new, I don't think, in terms of planner decor. So the first challenge that we're going to come across is the roll and save. So let's go ahead and take that out. And we've got our wet erase marker. I'm going to grab a die. All right, and I'm going to just, instead of getting my little tray out and rolling, we're just going to do it here. So a 3. And like I did before, I'm going to write this down because I'm not going to remember. So we have a 3. And our next roll, we have a 2. We're going to do 4 rolls. And another 2. Let's see, last one. And a 3. So that in total is $10. 3 and 2 is 5, and another 3 and 2 is 5. So $10 this week that we're adding to roll and save. And I'm going to cross off. Let's see, our next 3, and a 2, and a 2, and a 3. All right, we are working our way towards this challenge. It's fun doing these little, you know, rolling challenges, like roll the dice and whatnot. Kind of keeps you, you know, not adding the same things to envelopes every time you cash stuff. It keeps things exciting. So I like a little bit of, you know, chance and luck. So speaking of chance and luck, next we have the Save the Suits challenge. That is another challenge that I created as like a little game to play every time that I cash stuff. So essentially what it is you just, you know, take a deck of cards, shuffle them up, lay out as many as you want, and then save kind of the number that you draw. So all the, you know, face cards like 2, 3, 4, 5, those are all the same dollar value. Ace is worth $1, and any Jack, Queen, and King is worth 10. So I have these little playing cards here that have some little money things on them. So like Benjamin Franklin is on this pack. These are available in my shop if you're interested in either the deck or the challenge. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly shuffle these cards here. And we're going to pick 4 cards as per usual. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's see what we got. All right. So a lot of hearts this week. So we've got an ace, so that's $1, and 4, so that's 5. This is worth 10, so that's 15. And then 5 here, so that is $20 total. So what I'm going to do is go through my little cards here and fill in what I have. So an ace of spades. Fill that in, and then we've got a 4 of hearts. Whoops. And we have a jack of hearts and a 5 of hearts. So now we're going to add $5, $10, $15, and $20 this week. This is also adding up pretty quickly. We'll probably have to condense this soon at some point. Gonna put my cards away there. All right, moving on. Is this not lying flat? Is it because it's too full? I think so. Anyway, we'll take care of that after. Next, we're skipping Safari and Bears this week, and snacks, and pistachio, and lemons, and we're going all the way to the Fourth Wing Challenge. So last week, we scratched off another one on here, and which one was it? I've allocated $30, so I'm assuming it was the $28 scratch off there. So we're going to be adding $25 and $30 to Fourth Wing. So in here right now, we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 95, 105, so $110 in Fourth Wing. And we'll just quickly scratch off one of the scratch offs for next week. So for next week, it looks like we are saving $25 into the Fourth Wing Challenge. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that back in there. All right, and that takes care of the Overflow Savings Challenge binder. So next up, we just have a couple other Savings Challenge bundles to go through. So we have Melina's 1K Savings Challenge bundle, her yearly monthlies. So we started this in May. So we're doing May to May for this challenge. So I've completed May, and so we're going to move on to June, and it looks like I've allocated $55 for the first stuffing of June for here. So we're going to do a 50, and so my camera just died on me, so I had to quickly charge it there and start from where I left off. So hopefully the angle and everything looks similar. So like I said, we're quickly adding a little bit of money to June's challenge here. So we've got $55. So what I'm doing for this challenge, again, I'm rounding up a little bit. So I'm going to take, let's see here. So what did I choose? So 40, yeah. So the 40 and the 14. So that is technically $54, but we're just going to round it up to 55. So the 40 and the 14. So then on our next stuffing, we will save 22 and 30, so $52 on that one. All right. Next, we have my 1K monthly money affirmation challenge that I've created. I do have 1K and 3K options available in my shop. So flipping through here, we are currently on June. So the monthly money affirmation for June is I spend with purpose and peace. And we're going to be adding, let's see here, we're going to be adding $45 to, yes, yeah, $45 to the June challenge. It's 20, 45. And we're going to cross off the 30 and the 15. So then on our next stuffing, we'll just have to put in $35 to complete the June challenge. I really love these yearly challenges. It's a great way to save a little bit at a time. And then at the end of the year, it's really nice to see, you know, that you've worked hard and you've saved, and it's a nice reward. All right, so that is it for this binder. As you can see here, we have a little bit of cash left over, and that's because I always allocate a little bit more for my roll and save and my Save the Suits challenge, because those ones are unpredictable. I could get, you know, all $10 denominations in my Save the Suits challenge, or I could get, you know, all 6s on the dice, so I have to kind of plan accordingly. So we've got an extra 25, 30, an extra $35. Let's see, maybe I'll just throw it in my buffer, just in the event that I need some cash at another point. So we'll add $35 to my buffer. Perfect. And actually, while I have this open, we've got some extra cash here. This is from the completed savings challenges. And what I'm also going to do, I forgot to mention this earlier in the video, but you might have noticed, I did take some envelopes out of my overflow challenge. I wanted to, you know, I had a lot of envelopes and a lot of challenges and different priorities, and it was just becoming too much to, you know, add like a little bit to each thing. So for now, I stopped doing my denomination challenges. So like the $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100 bills. I've put a pause on that right now, and I'm going to actually grab that money right now that were in those, that was in those envelopes. All right, so the money that I had from the denomination challenges that I'm reallocating, so the total there is 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 85, 95, 100. So that's, what do I say here? 100, 200, 300, 350 from the denomination challenges. 100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 25, 35, 45, 50. So we've got 350 from completed challenges, and we've got 350 from our reallocated funds. So total, that obviously is 700. So what I'm going to do, instead of putting all this cash into one of the envelopes in here, or a couple, maybe what I'll do is I'll just put placeholders and then take this back to the bank. So I'm just going to quickly go in here. I'm going to grab a $500 placeholder, and then maybe we'll do 2 100s. These placeholders are from the Golden Dollar. She's always linked below as well if you guys are interested in checking out her placeholders. So we've got $700 to allocate to some envelopes here. Let's see. I'm probably going to prioritize travel, guys, just because that's, you know, where I'm at. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to put, do I want to put it all in travel? Do I want to just put 500 in travel? Let's do 500 just in travel. So then we've got $1,550 towards travel. And then let's put the other 200, let's put it in New York. So then for New York, we've got 1,100, so 1,200, so 1,300 total for New York. So that helps quite a bit, get us closer to our goals. So I'm going to go ahead and take this money back to the bank. And that officially finishes this video off, guys. Whew, we got through it. It was a long one. It was a little chaotic. I apologize. Things were a little scattered. But hey, it happens sometimes. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys being here and all your support and your comments. Hello to all the new faces that are around. Please leave me a comment below if you have any questions, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.